Hey guys, today I wanted to film a little bit of a different video for you. So as you can tell by the title, this video is about how I have found self-confidence, and you guys know, if you've been with me for a while, that is something that is so foreign to me. A couple of videos ago, I talked about how I am getting a lot more confident nowadays and I'm dressing more confident. And in that video, in the comments, so many of you asked me, please make a full video about having self-confidence. And I guess it's a big issue because a lot of people talked about it and I didn't even realize how many people were lacking confidence. And so the word confidence is going to be said probably too many times throughout this fucking video. So sorry. That's what it's about though, so I don't really know what to do. Because I know some of you might ask, makeup tutorial on this either is coming soon or is already up, depending on how these videos go. If it's already up, it will be linked right up here. If it is not, subscribe and you will know when the video goes up. Because I've dealt with weight issues in the past, obviously losing weight has been really helpful in helping me with my self-confidence. I think more than weight loss, more than anything external, more than doing all of that, the most important part for me is living confidently, even if you don't feel confident. I have this thing, I've always done it my entire life, and I pick at my hands. I actually haven't done it in a long time now, at least a few months, and as you can tell, my cuticles are fine. Like, I have a couple of little pieces here and my nails look like absolute shit right now, but I used to have like bloody fingers. My fingers would always be shredded, and I think that that personally is a self-confidence thing. Like, when I was feeling nervous or anxious, or if I felt really ugly, or if I felt exposed or something, you know what I mean, all those things, I would sit there and I'd pick at my hands. I remember my dad telling me this when I was a little kid. I was like 10, and he's like, what are you doing picking at your hands? It makes you look so unconfident. I remember him saying that. We were standing in our living room in the second house we lived in. I remember this so distinctly because I remember thinking in that moment, like, what does it matter if I look like I'm self-conscious? And it does matter, because the way you portray yourself, in my opinion, is the way that other people almost treat you. If you seem really shy and meek and self-aware, people are going to pick up on that. Not that that matters. Fuck people. Who gives a shit? But I feel that a big part of having self-confidence is almost like a fake it till you make it. When I sit down right now, my gut, my lower abdomen, it is not flat. It does not sit perfectly in my jeans. When I wear high-waisted jeans, it's obvious that I'm still overweight. When I dress more confidently and when I walk with an air of feeling good about myself, it changes the way people perceive me, and it changes the way I perceive myself. I have better posture now. I sit up straighter. I feel better about myself, and I by no means am saying that I am where I need to be or that this is the end goal. I'm definitely going to get more confident as time goes on. I'm still figuring this out. I'm just figuring out that if I sit there and shit talk myself all day, I'm gonna feel like a piece of shit about myself. And if I make excuses constantly, I'm gonna constantly be doing things that garner excuse making. And I can either work really hard and put a lot of my time and effort into things that are going to help me grow as a person, or I can sit back and make a whole bunch of excuses and say, like, I can't this, I can't that, I can't do this because I'm fat, or I can't do this because, I'm too scared. And it's when you start taking those leaps, in my opinion, pushing yourself past the I'm too scared boundaries, that confidence starts to grow. So I went through a little bout there when I was eating really unhealthy. I was at the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life. And I was making videos during this time. You guys know, I made a video talking about anxiety, and I had never dealt with it in my entire life. Never considered myself an anxious person, never had depression, never had any of that shit. I all of a sudden got really bad anxiety. I'm talking like panic attacks, feeling like I couldn't leave the house, and it came out of nowhere. I'm gonna, again, touch way more in depth in all of this in the weight loss video. For me, switching my lifestyle to what I should be doing took that away. And what I realize now what happened to me. I was not leaving the house. I was feeling like shit about myself. I was eating nothing but shit. I was surrounding myself with negative stuff, and I don't know what would in any way make me feel like I wouldn't be getting panic attacks. I wouldn't be getting anxiety. Like, of course you are. You're literally living the exact opposite of how you're supposed to be living, and then you wonder why you don't feel good all the time, or you're having issues, or you're starting to get health problems. when I flipped that, it all went away. And I think even just taking control of something in your life can be a huge help in pushing you towards that my life is in my hands feeling, rather than feeling like life is out of control. You have to get some level of control in your life to feel any level of confidence. If you feel like you are not eating what you should be eating, or you're not doing what you should be doing, or you're not working as hard as you should be, like, flip that shit. For me, I was not putting in the effort on my YouTube channel. I was not doing what I felt like I should have been doing, and then that made me feel lazy. And then feeling lazy, I started talking about being lazy and making jokes about being lazy and talking about watching the Great British Bake Off all day. And then I would sit down and watch the Great British Bake Off all day and eat nothing but shit food and Pop-Tarts and sourdough bread, and then in that turn gained weight. And then when I started gaining weight and sitting around all day, I started feeling sick. And then when I started feeling sick, I started getting anxiety about my sickness. And then when I started getting anxiety, I started getting anxiety about now feeling like a recluse, and then feeling embarrassed about the way that I felt. And it's this cascading effect. One thing led to another, led to another. And then I was this complete self-confidence lacking shell of a person that just sat in this house all day long and then wondered why I felt like shit. Now I can see that what it takes is severe determination. Like, you have to say, fuck this, I am done living this way, I am done being unhealthy, I am done living a life that we only get one short, tiny little short life here on this planet, and you're gonna spend it, hating yourself? Walking around feeling unconfident and, cracking your knuckles and picking at your fingers and feeling like you're unworthy of feeling good about yourself? Dude, now when I look in the mirror, if I look good, I'm like, dude, I look good. Like, right now, I look fucking good. And this shirt looks really good on me. And I really like the way I look in this outfit. I like confident Kristi because at this point, I'm not cocky, I'm not conceited, I'm not full of myself. I don't think I'm the fucking shit. I just realize that it is okay to literally look in the mirror and be like, you are pretty. Totally cool to do that. People make you feel like it's not okay to do that. They're like, conceited much? And it's like, well, would you rather me look in the mirror and hate myself? Would you rather me look in the mirror and feel like I'm just some disgusting fat blob of a person? Or would you rather me look in the mirror and be like, you know what? You actually look really pretty in that shirt. White actually looks good on you. Walking around the grocery store, okay? You are right now. You're walking around the grocery store. You're picking out some food. You're, going down an aisle. You see somebody, they're coming at you. You move out of the way and you excuse me, and you check out at the line, and you've passed by around 200 people by the time that you've left the store. At one point in your mind, did you look around the store and go, fat ass piece of shit, dumb bitch, you're gross? No, you didn't do that. You didn't. Unless you have issues. Sometimes we make a little judgment here and there, but the majority of us are more or less in our own heads walking around the grocery store being like, looking in the freezer door, reflection when you walk by and sucking in your stomach, or, feeling embarrassed when you walk down the ice cream aisle. You've been standing there looking at the everything but the ice cream from Ben & Jerry's for just a little too long. You feel like everybody else is looking at you, but everybody else feels the exact same way. Nobody's looking at you. Nobody gives a shit what you look like. And if you walk with confidence, especially, nobody's looking at you in a negative light like, fat bitch. Somebody might look at you and be like, damn, I wish I could rock high-waisted jeans like that. Like, she could do it, and she's a little bigger than me. How is she wearing high-waisted jeans? I used to say that all the time. Like, why is she wearing high-waisted jeans and I can't? No, you can. You just don't. Because you have something in you telling you that you're not to that point yet. And it took me to get to this point in my weight where I feel comfortable doing that. There have been goals that I've set for myself, outfit-wise, weight-wise, what I'm going to do, X, Y, Z. And when I get to that point, it's like something clicked in my head and I said, you know what, fuck this. And it was going to these events and feeling like, I only wear the same dress to events because it's flowy and it's comfortable. Well, you know what? Step outside of your comfort zone. That comfort zone keeps you almost stagnant. If you don't step outside of that comfort zone, how are you going to know what it's like out there? How are you going to know? It's awesome. I never thought I would ever wear bodysuits and high-waisted jeans. And it's fucking phenomenal. And I used to see other people doing it and I was like, wish I could be like that. Well, you can. Stop wishing, because you can do it. You just are choosing not to because you feel one way or another about your life. Just do it. Just quit making excuses and do it. I was actually, the first time I met Manny MUA, first time I met him, this is the conversation we had, and I'll always remember it because we both agreed in the same moment. I was wearing like a huge black wing liner and black lipstick, and I just felt so beautiful that day. Like, I just felt, you ever have like a makeup look that just makes you feel so fierce? That was that makeup look for me. We were chatting, and I was talking about how I'm a different person when I wear makeup. I'm funny and I'm fine and everything like that, but as the makeup goes on, as each layer goes on, as the lips are being drawn, it's like my inner, I have like an alter ego almost. This is the confident me. Like, I feel like I can fucking do anything in a full face of makeup. I mean, I know that sounds totally crazy, and it may sound foreign to some of you, and some of you may think that's really wrong because we should love us in the skin we're in. I absolutely do. I love my regular skin. I do not need makeup. 90% of the time I'm not wearing it. That's okay if that's what it takes for you to get to that point. You know, you can start like that and then slowly back off using so much makeup. You could never wear a face of makeup at all. That's not what this is about. It's not about that. It's about walking with an air of confidence about you and just knowing that you are a living, breathing human and you are completely deserving of the happiness and confidence that that bitch over there has, that bitch over there has, that guy has, that she has, that he has. You can have it too. And all you have to do is just make it happen. I'm much calmer now too. A lot of this has to do with just the fact that I'm eating the right way, I'm exercising, I'm feeling so much better in my own skin. I feel better in my own body. And a lot of that has to do with it because internally I feel good, so externally I exude that. Again, I'm going to get into all of this again in another video, but I think it's really important that you, like, it's okay to be happy. Like, it's cool to like yourself and feel like you're pretty. I am not ugly. And some of you may think that, like, I'm not ugly. You're not ugly. You're not. You may have smaller lips than somebody, so do I. You may have one smaller eye, so do I. You may have an apple body shape and everybody else is a pear, so do I. You know how they say, like, if we all look the same, how boring that would be? But actually, it's true. I don't want to look like that. I'm myself. Like, it's okay to have small lips. Just because right now big lips are in doesn't mean we all need big lips. Like, I was going to get my lips done. I'm not going to anymore. If you do, fine. Get them done. Get them fucking huge. Who gives a shit? Whatever you want to do, like, do for you and do it if it makes you feel better, but don't feel like you need it. But if it's what helps you, you know, do it. I just don't want people to feel like inadequate if you don't fit like the standard. And I hate that because I'm always like, oh, the standard of beauty. Well, you get it though. I have the smallest ass of all time. It's literally inward. It's like concave. So who gives a shit? It's an ass. It's my butt. It's what sits me down on the fucking couch. Like, it's really not that big a deal. It's a butt. I can exercise it. There are things I can do. And if not, well, you know what? I have lungs and a heart and a brain that currently work. And one day I will not. I will die. You will die. We are all going to die. So either we could spend the short little tiny little amount of minuscule time that we have here on this earth worrying about the appearance that we have, that nobody will give a shit about after we die, or you can just spend your time worrying about other shit. If you find yourself obsessing about what you look like, remember that nobody cares except for you. And if you stop worrying about what you look like, and if you start just living your best life, being a good person, doing good things for the world, being an awesome role model, living confidently, just not downplaying yourself, knowing who you are and just being an awesome person, that is how people will remember you. When I talk about my mom died when I was 16. And I talked about her recently in a video. When I talked about her, did you hear me talk about what she looked like? Did you hear anything about her makeup or her outfits? It doesn't matter. It's literally insignificant. Nobody gives a shit what you look like. And after you die, they're not going to be talking about how cute you were. They're not going to be talking about how awesome your makeup was. They're going to be talking about how good of a person you were and how you made them feel. And so if you live your whole life feeling like a sack of shit, people are going to be like, yeah, she didn't have the most self-confidence, but she was really nice. No. Like, live your best life. Be your best self. That's literally all you have to do. Nobody is going to remember you by what you looked like or the cute Fashion Nova jeans you wore. That's just a perk of it. But for me personally, it doesn't come from that. Like, that stuff helps me to feel like outer self-confidence in my beauty and things like that. But again, that's such insignificant shit. You guys are going to remember me for my personality, or for stories I told, or for the work I've done to help animals, or, you know, the love with my husband, or my niece, or my family. Those are the things that are going to be remembered of me. And when you think back to people in the past, even like look at people that have done influential, amazing things for our country or for the world, and you talk about Gandhi, let's say, and yes, his what he looks like is a figure, you know what he looks like. But that's insignificant. It wouldn't have mattered what he looked like. That's just a part of the story. The story is that the dude was awesome, and what he looked like just happened to be that. I think it's important to remember that sometimes what we think and the little things we think about ourselves and all these moments where you're worrying about XYZ, those things are, in the grand scheme of things, so minuscule, they're not even to be worried about. Why are you worried about what you look like? It's what you look like. It's what other people's eyes view you as. And whereas one person might think you're the ugliest person in the world, this guy right here might think that you are the most gorgeous person that they've ever seen. And that is exactly the case. Some of you out there might right now maybe looking at me and you're like, you're hideous. And that's fine. There are some people out there that think that I'm super beautiful. I'll being one of them. I think there's definitely things about myself that I'm not super happy with. But at the end of the day, they mean nothing as far as my character goes. Like, I have a bigger lower part of my stomach. And I really don't know like where this is supposed to go from here. I treat my animals well. I'm a good wife to my husband. I love my family. Like, there are so many more important things that I am than the inches around my waist. And if you realize that about yourself, and if you look in the mirror and you go, none of this fucking matters in the end of it. Like, I know it really doesn't. And some of you might be hearing this and you're like, cliche answer, so dumb. Of course, it's all about inner beauty. No, it actually is about inner beauty. Because I have met some influencers that have big followings and and they're total pieces of shit. And the thing is that their inner beauty doesn't exist. And they're all outer beauty. And so they'll forever, in my mind, remain a total bitch. And after they died, they were the bitch to me. And that's the difference. Yeah, you're pretty, fine. Cool story. You're an asshole. You ever seen celebrities and you hear about them and you're like, oh, they're so beautiful. And then you hear that they're like super fucking rude to their assistants. And you're like, well, you're not so pretty anymore. Actually, I think you're stupid. That happens. It happens. Because it's not about that. Really isn't. Super dumb that we all think that way. But you know, a lot of confidence starts with how you carry yourself, how you see yourself. And so if you can see yourself in a different light, you automatically will be more confident. If you just know who you are and you know what kind of a person you are and you just live that best self, there's absolutely no way you couldn't be more confident. Because if you like know that you're this awesome fucking person, how could you be like, but I'm not pretty? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? I hope that this makes any sense whatsoever. It's frustrating to see so many people out there, oh, I wish I could look like you. No, you don't want, you want to look like you. One day, we'll all be gone. All of us. Every single one of you watching this video. We're all going to die. And I know this is a scary thought, and it's my biggest fear, and it's the scariest thought. But it's actually true. We're all going to die. And what we need to be remembered by is by how good of a person we were. Just be the best person you can be. Be so kind to others. Help strangers. Help animals. Help people. Be nice. Like, that's all I can say is just be nice to people. How fucking hard is that to just be nice? This day and age, this world we live in, it's kind of hard sometimes. I get that I put makeup on the internet, and I get that that's very superficial and very artificial. But at the end of the day, it's cream I put on my face that makes my skin look a little bit better, makes my eyelids gold. I mean, that's all it is. And it's just for fun. And I mean, some people take it really seriously, but you know, we're all here just trying to do our fucking best, man. That's what you should do. You should just do your best, be a good person, and the rest will fall into place. I promise you. Quit telling yourself that you're a piece of shit, because what you speak will be reality. If you constantly tell yourself that you're an ugly, fat piece of shit, you will be an ugly, fat piece of shit. That is that. If you do what you've always done, you will get what you've always gotten. So try something different. If you've always told yourself that you're a fat piece of shit, or that you're ugly, or that you're stupid, Try telling yourself the opposite. Try telling yourself that you're a hot ass bitch. Try telling yourself that you're smart and worthy, and maybe if you speak those things out enough, you'll start to believe them. And that's exactly what I did. I stopped telling myself that I couldn't. I stopped making excuses. And I stopped saying why I couldn't film 3 videos a week. Because I can. I absolutely can. I just wasn't making it a priority. I wasn't making my health a priority. I was not making my confidence a priority. I was putting everything on the back burner and making 1,000 excuses of why I couldn't do this, that, and the other thing. And then when I stopped making excuses and actually just started trying hard, and realizing that, yeah, it fucking takes a lot in the beginning to try really hard, but after a minute, it becomes second nature and you just live your best life. After I did all of that, it all fell into place. And that is the truth. It just did. I get along with my husband. We don't fight anymore. When he tells me I'm pretty, I say thank you. I don't go, oh, I'm not, I'm ugly. I say thank you because thank you. Like, that's so nice of you to tell me that I'm pretty. And you look handsome today. I just hope that in some way or another, you guys can watch this and realize that you guys want the key and the answer to confidence. And the answer is stop telling yourself that you're not confident. Stop telling yourself that you're fat. Even if you are overweight, tell yourself, I will make better choices. I will do better. I will, that's all it takes. And do those things. Follow through is really important, and it's something that I have not had for my entire life. I have never had follow through. I've always talk a lot and talk a lot and talk a lot. I'm big talker, and then nothing gets done. And I've come to the point where I am so tired of talking, and I just do now. And instead of making 1,000 excuses of why I can't, I just do it. Why am I filming at 1 o'clock in the morning almost? Because I can either make an excuse of why I can't film tonight, or I could utilize the fact that I've got a full face of makeup on and I have shit I gotta say, and I can sit down and I can film this video for you so that I'm ahead on my videos next week, so I get started on Halloween this week, so I can put out good videos for you like I said I would do. And all of this stuff makes you feel really good about yourself. Do what you say you're gonna do. Don't lie to yourself, and just do your best. I mean, that's all you can do. Don't beat yourself up about it. If you miss a video, you say, missed a video this week. Shit, I'll get right back to it on Monday, and get back to it on Monday. If you tell yourself you're going to do something, then do it. All of this stuff is really important. Follow through. Eat healthy. Look at yourself right. Exercise. All of this stuff that sounds so basic is actually recommended for a fucking reason, weirdly enough. I didn't believe it. I was like, eating right and exercise is not going to make me mentally feel better. I was 150,000% wrong. Eating right, exercising, living my best life, drinking water, taking vitamins, getting healthy, all of this stuff in itself made me better. It fixed my mind. It made me calmer. It made me stop hating myself. I feel no negativity towards myself. It's gone. I think that more than anything, you've got it. Like, if you're watching this video and anything I've said resonated with you, like, leave a comment. I'd love to chat with you guys in the comments, or even read your comments, or have you guys chat with each other. You guys are so supportive of one another, and I think that it's really important. Like, not everything has to be funny, not everything has to be silly. We like to do that stuff on my channel too, but there's serious shit in this world, and I think that not hating ourselves leads to not hating each other, leads to a more peaceful world where we can, live right. You ever see a comment online of somebody calling you a fat piece of shit? It's probably because they feel like a fat piece of shit, or they feel like a loser, or they feel insignificant in some way. Because I can tell you, from somebody that has nothing to really complain about at all, I never feel the need to go on somebody's page and leave a rude comment. I think the only people that would do something like that are people that feel shitty about themselves and then are projecting that shittiness onto you. So if we felt awesome about ourselves, you can't tell me that you wouldn't then project that happiness out into the world a hell of a lot more. So if more of us walked with confidence and more of us felt good about ourselves and stopped worrying about insignificant shit and started feeling better internally, eating better, taking good care of ourselves, and projecting happiness and positivity and goodness out there, even if it's just in your confidence, the way you walk and the way you talk to people, you can't tell me that that wouldn't help in some way, shape, or form. That absolutely would. When somebody's rude to you, you start to be rude to other people, and it's just this cascading effect. But if somebody's nice to you and somebody treats you really well and somebody's really happy and really positive and they uplift you and they make you feel inspired, those things work. That's why motivational speaking is so good. You listen to motivational speakers and they touch you and they make you feel a certain way. And that's how you then radiate that into the world. But if you constantly are watching negative shit and you're talking about negative stuff and if you're constantly researching scary things and negativity and craziness and thinking about all the what ifs and the whys and the what hows, you will then attract other people like that. And your life will just spiral down into this negative hole. I've been there. I was pretty miserable, and you guys have seen that on my channel. You've seen me be very negative and very miserable for a long time, and of course there's still negative things that happen in this world, but their perspective has changed on them for me. Maybe it's just as I get older too. I mean, as I get older, each year I grow up, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I'm almost 30. I turned 30 this year. But there comes a point when you're like, maybe all the stuff I've ever cared about doesn't fucking matter. Especially when you're younger. Oh my God, like high school years, you think everything is such a big deal. You think all the stuff that you're worried about right now, like you're in high school, a boy doesn't like you, a girl doesn't like you, somebody doesn't like you, or there's a group of people and they're plotting something for homecoming, or something's going on, or he cheated on you. It matters to you right now, so it's not insignificant. But until you're older, until you look back, you realize how unimportant those times actually were. Of course, they shape you and they change you, but not as much as you might think. Right now, as these things are happening, you truly feel like your world is crashing down and like it could never be good. I remember being there, and I remember thinking, my parents don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Life is actually over. I'm never gonna be the same again. He cheated on me. I don't know what to do. Bah. Look at me, I'm fine. I'm 30, married, been with my husband for 7 years, married, 12 years together. Like, we're good. Don't even remember half the shit that happened. Don't even remember 90% of the shit that happened, honestly. Worst memory ever. But I hope this helped in any way, shape, or form. If you guys want to keep the conversation going, I would be more than happy to in the comments of this video. Make sure you guys let me know, any tips that you have, or, if you have anything that you want to add to what I've said, or if you have any other videos you guys want me to make. I'm not some all-knowing person. I've lived for 29, almost 30 years on this planet. I've lived through feeling like shit about myself, being overweight, being obese, losing weight and gaining it, and having a lot of health problems and having a lot of family members die. And I've been through a lot of shit that I feel like I have some sort of a little bit of wisdom about. I'm no expert. I'm just some bitch on the internet. Sometimes there's more that we have to say, and I feel like I definitely have a lot more things to talk about than makeup. That's for goddamn sure. Makeup's just a tiny little subset of my life that is small. I mean, it's my job, obviously, and it's what I do all day. That doesn't mean that I don't have more to talk about, and I love talking about other things. I love thinking and critical thinking and opening our minds, and even being, having people tell me like, I think you're wrong, or, as long as it stays nice and, constructive and not hateful and, bashing, I feel like there's always room to learn and to talk about differing opinions. And I think that's something that's severely lacking in today's society. Like, we all have differing opinions, and we can share those without bashing one another and saying, nope, you're canceled. You're canceled as a human being. Your life is canceled. That's the actual most closed-minded thing. We need to listen to other sides. Otherwise, how can we learn and grow and learn anything different about anybody else? So I definitely want to talk about different topics and dive deeper into things that may not just always be makeup or funny. This is a channel where it's about me and us as a group of people, and makeup is just one little tiny iota of who I am as a person. And I hope that you guys want to chat with me a little further in the comments. And if you guys have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also coming up soon in October, beginning October 1st, I will be uploading a new Halloween costume makeup tutorial every other day in October. So you're gonna get 15 high quality, crazy ass Halloween costume makeup tutorials. So make sure you subscribe if you guys are into Halloween, and who isn't? Fucking Halloween, man. Like this video, give it a thumbs up if you guys like this topic, or if you guys like these more deep, in-depth lifestyle topics. I love filming them for you, and you guys can leave me any requests that you have for questions that you want to know my opinion on, if you even care, in the comments down below. Also, if you guys want to, you can follow me on all my social media stuff. Sometimes I post there first about what's going to happen, especially Twitter. I tweet a lot. I mean, I'm talking like I tweet a fucking lot. I'm constantly on Twitter. I really need to like back it up a little bit. I probably tweeted like at least 15 to 25 times today. Love Twitter though, and I love social media. I snap a lot, so you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. Everything is RawBeautyKristi, the same as it's spelled here. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you at my next video.